Victor. Tell me, how are nonprofits using AI and NLP today?
So it's not so dissimilar from regular small, medium businesses. It'll largely be a little bit different than the shiniest and brightest tech companies, Facebooks and Googles and OpenAIs of the world. And it's also a little bit different from the enterprise world, just usually because of money. I mean, these are nonprofits and NGOs who are looking for funding every year. And that usually brings up the biggest thing, the biggest ask, and the biggest reason for wanting AI to look to get better at fundraising. So that could be looking for better targets, trying to find larger donors, possibly looking to have a better pipeline, like an entire flow of deals that could materialize for you. And a lot of work is done in that part of the entire organization to optimize. So that's usually the place where nonprofits will start, is how do I optimize getting money in, because it's our lifeblood, and quite literally, like, we stop existing next year if we can't get cash through the door, right?
I see.
So that's a big one. And then much like all the other SMB businesses and organizations that we've been talking about on All Things Data, there's a normal class of things that they work through. So you could imagine stuff like trying to automate repetitive tasks. Maybe not even going all the way to RPA and like the new version of automation where you basically really take yourself out of the loop. But even something as similar as automating report generation of some sort. You know, it's not truly AI at that point, but there is a start to that. That's sort of like you scratch an itch and then all of a sudden you're like, I could do more, or we could do more, it would be better if we got to this. So that's usually one that a lot of people will do, and it just takes, you know, a few keeners, probably analysts or something like that in your nonprofit, to want to do that work with you or for you. Another one that is sort of akin to the fundraising stuff is really to personalize messaging as much as possible. I mean, if you're doing broad strokes messaging, obviously that's just like advertising, but if you can tailor the messaging to individual donors, even if it's individual class of donors, it allows you to just have more targeted reach out to people and things that matter to me. Your nonprofit may be a cause that I deeply care about, but if you don't reach me at the right time with the right messaging, it's probably just gonna fly over my head and I'm not gonna pay that much attention. So of course, messaging is a huge issue to solve. Much like all these other businesses, you can do really well to improve customer service. That is often logging all the things that you've talked about, all the things that people have asked you about, possibly even putting together something like Apogee's Mensa, our chatbot, that learns from all of these logs and all of these FAQs, and basically doesn't need to be configured and just automatically knows how to answer your customer service questions. So that's like the forefront of customer service. And then in the back end, you could start looking at, well, not only do we know certain questions that arise at certain times of the year, but we know how to treat certain parts of the population with messaging. Again, back to messaging, that works really well. So your customer service could basically anticipate what the personalized message is going to be using a form of looking at the past. So basically AI and reporting. And if you're a large enough organization, you can go beyond that, and you can have AI and data science that is largely looking to empower your decision makers at a very large organization. Like, think the multinational nonprofits and charities that you see commercials for on TV. They have a real legitimate board, and they have big deal executives. So all these people have to make some serious decisions about moving not insignificant amount of funds. Maybe it's hundreds of thousands or maybe even more. And several of them will have to figure out also where and how to put that money so that it gives them a good return. Because if it's not being used by having a bank account, you know, the world doesn't reward you for putting money in a bank account anymore. They look for ways to vet their gut instinct, and really, like, the gut instinct's a thing of the past mostly. So you're looking for data-driven decisions, and as a decision maker, hopefully the AI and all of your business intelligence wraps up into something nice that comes to you as a topical report or a very high level thing, because you don't also want to be in the weed. You want to be able to make decisions based on data, but not data down at the log level. You want to be much higher, thinking of big programs kind of thing. And then of course there's the fundraising, which we've talked about already.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's about 5 or 6 categories really that nonprofits and NGOs can benefit from.